My beard is bugging me. I'm letting it grow out. I wanted to try and grow it out and see if I could get like a full beard, but man, is it
Are
annoying.
you going for like Duck Dynasty beard here?
Thinking about it.
Ooh, I don't, man.
Thinking about it.
I've only ever seen you with like the well-groomed look. I'm not sure
Right,
you're going
the
to look
short
good
one?
with the scraggly kind of just
Well, it would
everywhere.
be a well-groomed long one, but I don't know. We'll see.
Still, I don't know.
Like Gandalf long? Like how long are we talking?
Well,
about?
it's going to take. That would be a long time. That would take a long
Yeah,
time.
I don't know.
anything
We'll see if
about
I can get.
beards.
We'll see if I can get past the stage it's at now, which is already pretty long.
See,
I think it would be fun to be able to like braid the beard.
I've got one
Pure
of
Viking.
one of the guys that I
Yeah.
stream with has like a Viking beard. He's done that before. I've seen pictures of him with
Are
the
you
braided
going?
beard.
Do you want to go? So you want to go Viking, not Pharaoh?
Yes.
Yeah, no,
obviously.
Yeah, Pharaoh. That's too sculpted. That's weird. That just
I'm
looks
surprised
strange.
you're not going like some like old like I don't know.
Like
You would
handlebar
look.
mustache?
You would look good
Yeah,
with the
like-
handlebar mustache. I think you really would.
Man,
You
those are from the
you would,
1920s.
you would really
Yeah.
look that villain part that you play when you sit down to a Twin Suns game. Everybody would know sitting down to the Twin Suns game who the villain at the table was because you would just look the
Just have
part.
a monocle.
Little
too.
yeah, a little monocle to go
monocle.
with it. That'd be perfect.
Wow.
You'd just nail it. You'd look like a robber baron who owned a railroad from 1885. You know, it'd be great.
Yeah.
All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's episode 35 of the On the Button podcast. My name is Wes. I'm here with Ian and Trey as ever. Gentlemen, 35 episodes in. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, man.
Hey, what's going on?
That bad, huh, Trey? Trey's like, oh,
No,
I
I've
guess
had
it's
a great
okay.
day.
I'll say, you
No.
literally had like the worship me day at your house. You should be in a great mood.
I am. I mean, I'm kind of pissed that you guys were like, we need to record a podcast, so I had to like shut it down. But
Wow. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the episode. Thanks for being here.
Here we
We'll
go.
catch you
How
in
do I
2 weeks.
close- How do I
It's too
close
late now.
just Trey's windows? Options. Let's see what we can find here.
no, so when my wife and I got married in 2001, we set the date because we were never going to have kids, according to her. So it didn't matter that we had set our wedding date on Father's Day, and now it is 25 years later, and we have 2 kids, and they're grown. So our anniversary regularly competes with Father's Day. So
Yeah.
we had the 25th anniversary, so we went away for it last weekend. And so we rescheduled Father's Day for this weekend. And that was today. I have one daughter's home from college for the summer, and the other one is 2 hours away. So she came home. And so it was just kind of a Trey day where they did all the stuff that I like to do, which meant a lot of Formula One this morning. And so
there was a race
Formula
today?
One. There was a race today. There
Nice.
usually is on Father's Day. So
Okay.
there was a race
Nice.
today. They all watch it with me. And it's fun because they don't watch it, but while they're watching it, they can kind of get into it, and they let me just explain all the same stories that I explained to them last year about what this is and who this is and what's going on. And so we did Formula
That's
One for
awesome.
a while. We watched
That's great.
watched, watched some Clarkson's Farm. No, they're actually they feign interest very well.
I was gonna say, how can you
Nice.
tell Ian's married?
Nice.
Because he also knows how to feign interest. He's got that skill
Yeah.
down. Yep.
Real quick.
Yep.
And then we watched a couple episodes of Clarkson's Farm, and then we watched the F1 movie, and we played.
I
You ever heard
love
of
that
the
movie.
Oh, it's so good. Have you ever heard of the Unlock games, which are they're
Yes.
basically escape room puzzles
Hey.
and games? There's a Star Wars version of that I got I've had for a while, and your wife is throwing stuff at you. Oh, he said that you
Throw
can
it
feign
back.
interest in. There's a Star Wars Unlock game, and so we played a little bit of
Yes.
that. I've had it for a while, we just never got into it. So we
Okay.
sat and played that for a while, and then they made me breakfast, and then I didn't eat much lunch, but then they made me dinner, and so I'm well fed and very loved on by my family.
Nice.
We're having a koosh ball war at my house, apparently. So.
Heather didn't like that comment, huh?
She apparently took high offense to you've learned how to feign interest. I can tell you're married. She didn't care for that one very much. You guys probably can't hear. I can hear her laughing through my headset
Shucks.
right now.
Yeah.
What about you, Ian? How's your Sunday been?
I worked.
Oh,
worked.
right. It's a work
Yeah.
day for you. I forget. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
You have
work
tomorrow.
day.
You have Mondays
Crushed it
off
though.
though,
I mean,
right?
I crushed it. I sold a bunch of stuff, made a bunch of money, crushed it. Made Petco a whole bunch of money. Made
There you
myself
go.
a couple bucks.
There you go. So Sunday's a
Couple
work day
bucks.
for you, but you have Mondays off. Is that what it is?
I usually always take Tuesday night off at
Okay.
least.
Yeah, because you come in
And
game.
then, yeah, come in game.
All right, it
And
comes to
then,
games sometimes.
And then I get one like other random weekday. So like this week I have Tuesday, Wednesday off, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
This week has been pretty quiet. We helped my folks move some furniture yesterday. It was terribly exciting. And then I got back last evening and it was all downstairs in the studio trying to clean up, put away. I had cards scattered all over the place. I had piles of cards on my desk and so I was like, okay, I got to get all this crap together and I got to start organizing and I got to tear down some decks. And I started putting together decks for Galactics because I'm going to build trilogy decks. I was going to tear Phasma down and then I was like, no. I'm going to make Phasma one of my trilogy decks. And so I left Phasma together.
Is there an event for that, or is it side events? Or?
There will be, I'm almost positive there will be a trilogy event on the calendar, on the schedule at some point. It'll be one of these that we'll find out about whenever they bother to announce all the side events. Here we are a month out, we don't know, but I'm almost positive it's going to happen. But anyway, I thought at a minimum I'm keeping Phasma together for Eternal because she's unplayable in Premiere right now. They've taken away far too many of her tools. In my opinion. So I'm like, forget it. I'll just do it this way. And then today was store showdown day over at Dragon's Lair, Odin's Place, whatever the hell it calls itself now. And so it's been a big limited weekend for me, right? I got up this morning and went over there and played and then had dinner afterwards.
What'd you do?
I ended up going 2-2. The day did not start well. The nice thing, even the matches that I lost, every match that I lost, I still won at least a game. I got
that's
this.
good.
I developed
there
this real irritating habit of winning game 1 and then losing game 2 and 3.
I do that all the time.
Yeah, that
All
was
the
really
time.
frustrating for me. But yeah, it was a great event. We had 10 people, but everybody just kind of brought. Well, I won't say everybody brought fun, silly, shenanigans. Right at the finals was
I
probably
thought Zach brought Vader.
Zach brought Vader, but
I looked at Melee GG and I saw Vader there.
Zach brought Vader. You had Boba Blue versus Boba Lake Country was one of our semifinal matches, and then you had 2 Qui-Gon Greens in the field of 10. That was the only. You had 2 Qui-Gons and 2 Dedras, but the Dedras were different. The Qui-Gons were both green. The Dedras you had a yellow and a blue. And then it was a good event. We had a great time. And then afterwards, I went out to dinner with some folks while the top 4 played their stuff. And then I came home and cleaned up the studio a little more, sat down, recorded my box opening video. I got my press kit from FFG, came in yesterday. So I opened a box and opened a pre-release kit and got all that stuff recorded. And then I literally came upstairs and sat down to do show notes for this. So it has been just unlimited all day today. So it's been a busy day.
One of the fascinating things that I find about big events like that is how they're inversely interesting depending on whether you're attending it or you're watching it like from home. Because if you're attending it, everybody's there paying attention at the very beginning, and then as you whittle away, it gets less and by the time you get down to the top 4, the top 2, there's almost nobody left. Everybody's gone.
Very commonly.
Nobody who played in the event, well, not nobody, but almost nobody who played in the event is at all interested in what's going on in the top cut, unless their close friend is there, their ride is there, or they're in it themselves.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're like watching from home, you don't care about these. You can't even really tell because usually there's only one match streaming. So you can't even tell that there's 50 matches going on, and you're like, under the avalanche of just all the games being played. Mm-hmm. So you just your interest builds up as you get closer to the end of the match. That's interesting to me.
Yeah,
you drop and go out to the dinner.
I can't count the number of times. I mean, all the PQs I've covered, right? The day starts crazy busy, and at the end of Swiss, the place just empties out, right? And the 8 people still playing for their prizes or whatever are still there. The judges are still there. Maybe anybody who rode with those folks or their ride home is still there, and that's it. Everybody else leaves because, in fairness, there's nothing for them. There's most people. It's like, look, I came to play. My brain is empty. I'm done. I need a break, or I need a real meal. Mm-hmm. I've been subsisting on power bars and water all day. So I get it. I get it. But you're right. It's a thing.
I've scrubbed out of every PQ I've played. As soon as I got my 3rd loss, peace. I'm gonna go get real food
We out.
and sit on my couch and I'll watch from there.
We out. We out. Let's go.
This was kind of a weird store showdown for Dragon's Odin place
Whatever.
layer.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think they got it late or something, and it didn't hit the calendar until like a week ago. So there wasn't really.
He's had it on the calendar for a while.
Has he? I only heard about it like a little over a week ago, right when I was like, oh, well, I'm doing Father's Day that day. Otherwise, I would love to play.
The last time I was in there was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. He already had the kit. Like, he knew he had the kit. I think it might have come a little later than they would have expected. But I also think because, remember, they just changed over from the old Dragon's Lair branding to the new Odin's Place branding. I know from talking to Jason, their Asmodee rep, of course, they had an Asmodee rep as Dragon's Lair. They lost that. And they either have only recently connected or are still in process of connecting with their new one as under the new branding or something. It doesn't matter. They got the kit, and, we had a great time today. It was good stuff.
That's good.
Speaking of competitive events, guys, they introduced, shortly after our last episode, a completely brand new point structure for competitive events going forward into Season 2. Now, at the PQ level, there are some small changes. PQ winners still get 100 points. 100 points is all it takes to qualify. A second place is now worth 50 instead of 35, which is kind of nice. It's like, oh, you get at least half of it. You made it to the top 2. You get half what the winner gets. That doesn't feel so bad. And something that a lot of folks have asked after, which is, hey, for larger events, as opposed to let's just say you had a PQ with 30 versus a PQ with 120, the larger fields will award points now down to the top 16 rather than only capping out at the top 8. It's not many points, but it's better than nothing. It's not 0, right? You're still getting something for your day, even if you don't make the top cut. So PQ, very small changes, but tons of changes at the sector, regional, and galactics level. Like big, big, big points up there. And ultimately, if you kind of look down the road, the overarching goal, I'm going to say the goal, they didn't state this. What I think the goal of this change is, right, is they're going to end up qualifying more people for the Galactic Championship next year than they did this year.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be big.
Yeah. I was Trey's. Okay, yeah. I mean, look, I pay attention to it. So Wes is right. Like, sectors and regionals are a really great way of making this, because I believe at regionals it's top 32 makes 100 points, and
that sounds
it's
right.
Top 60. Regionals is top 64 get 100 and up.
Okay,
and then in sectors it's top 32 get 100 and up. But also it's important to know that those sectors, every single one of them are running a dual event. So you can do limited or you can do premier. Some of them have, I think one of them has trilogy and premier or something like that. I don't know, but there's 2 different events. So if you're better at limited or you're better at premier, you have 2 different events to enter where you can try to just make that top 32, and then you're in. I think that's dope.
I'll give you an example, right? So this year, under the current point system we have, season's over, right? Leaderboard is locked. 637 people qualified for day 2 of Galactics over the course of the last 12 months. If the new point scale was applied to this year's results, and we can see this thanks to the genius of the gentleman over at hri.gg, the number would be 1,036. You would have 350 more people qualified. Like, what is that? That's almost 60% more qualified over season 1. So I think a lot of it is they are definitely trying to kind of give people a reason to get on that plane and fly to Vegas every year.
That's pretty cool. I mean, when I was 28, I would have eaten this up, and I did eat this up when it was Magic, and I was 28, and I was like invested into it, and I was nose down. All right, what do I have to do? I've got to go to at the time the Magic there were PTQs. I'm going to hit all the PTQs because I want to get on the Pro Tour and I want to win that trip. Which that's a cool thing about this is they're giving the airfare and whatnot to some people, but now I'm 50 and this is not, I have a life. I have a lifestyle, and it is tough to squeeze in travel to go play these games because my life is so full of everything else that I do with family and friends and this stuff and local this stuff. And So it is. I'm just not the target audience for this. I mean, there's some cool stuff in here. Like even for me, the cool stuff for me is like I think the opens are cool. Like yeah, that would give me a reason to go because I'm not going to fight people for these points. But if I can make it, if I go to an event that I don't have an invite to, and then play in that super side event as they time it, man, might be interesting to me to do just to get away for a little bit. But I'm not going to grind points at this point in my life. And then the other part that they thought was really cool was that they are now doing the airfare and the giving away travel to get the best people there. So that's a positive, I think. But the whole like it's 600 and something people. Otherwise, it would have been 1,000 people. And oh man, I wish I'd have been this year because then I would have been. I came in at 800 something. I would have been that person. That's not for me. That's for a big swath of people out there who are very important to this game. But that's just not for me. And silence.
14, 15. Sorry, I was counting them. 16,
I've stunned them
18,
with
19.
my...
No, I was counting something. So you talked about the airfare and the hotel. Now the hotel, if you make the top 32 with the leaderboard at the end of the season, of course, FFG is sponsoring your trip to the Galactic Championship for that season. That's one of the reasons that there are no PQs in June, right? They had to lock their leaderboard early enough that they could get all the points in, verify the totals, contact everybody, blah, 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 blah. Okay. That's actually, you talk about it's being a big deal. It's a huge deal for a number of people because of the top 32, over half, 19 players out of the 32 are not inside the United States. So that is a
really?
Yeah, the 19 of the top 32 are international. Now, one of them is Canada. So, okay, maybe there's only a small cost savings there. But everybody else is almost coming from Europe. You've got at least one player coming from China.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
And so the top 32, and it could have been higher, but that's where we landed. We landed at 19 out of 32 are coming from mostly Europe. And, transatlantic flights, especially right now with fuel being what it is and everything, I mean, that's a big deal. So yeah. But I think I am not personally discouraged from going to GC because I'm not qualified to play in the big thing. However, what I suspect the thought process here is we want to encourage people to attend by making sure that as many people are qualified as is possible, right? Because 673 people qualified, not every single one of those people is going to be in Vegas, right? Guaranteed. Either they can't make it, they don't have the money, like who knows what, but not everybody's going to make it. So by increasing the possible pool of, okay, let's just say it's 1,000 next year, some percentage of that will make it. And then that just, the field just gets bigger and more interesting and you get more people attending your event, which is ultimately kind of the goal, I think. The one kind of concern that I have about this point structure is, there's a lot of points up for grabs in these early SQs. We're now doing 2 sector qualifiers per set, per continent. Whereas before it was 2 in one continent and 1 in the other, was kind of alternating as the regional moved around. So now there's 1 regional, not in the United States, per year. Probably it'll be in the winter or late, like fall, winter time frame in Europe. And then other than that, every North America and Europe, and then they're going to start mixing in Australia and possibly even Asia, but at least Australia for now, are going to start getting sector qualifiers every set. So there's a lot of points up for grabs. One of the things that I liked about season 1, right? You got down to March, April, May, season's getting close, it's ending. There's a lot of people out there still didn't have their qualification points. PQ attendance stayed high. A lot of people kept showing up to try and get those points. Mm-hmm. Next season, you might not have that. What if everybody, you get a lot of folks that might qualify by, if their points are done, they get all the points they need in the very first sector qualifier. Are they going to keep showing up? I don't know. It's a small concern, but it is a small concern that I have, I think. I'm going to be really curious to see how attendance carries on to spring. Go ahead.
One thing that I do, it does, even as somebody that's not super interested in the point structure, you were talking about how they've opened up. Now there's 2 per continent. They're going to be opening up Australia. And this is especially true for a company that is owned by someone as bottom line driven as a private capital, like Asmodee is. Like it really points to their plans for the game on how they treat the organized play. And if they didn't see this going long term, I don't see them sinking this kind of money into expanding. I mean, it could be just we're going to one last Hail Mary to try and get people to play, but I don't think that that's how this usually works. If this started to go down, I think we would see a contraction of, oh, well, this isn't as big as we thought it was, so let's shrink it. But by them expanding it and pushing and driving it, at least gives a little bit of clue into still their remaining commitment behind the game. So it's another little checkbox in that big marketing push before the game came out of us. Really, guys, we promise, we swear, pinky swear that we're not going to abandon this game like we've done the 15 games before this that we did.
I was having that conversation over dinner with Jonathan and Baldeep talking about how there were people that still guaranteed would not touch this game because FFG is printing it. And I was actually trying to run the numbers. I was like, let me see. Destiny came out in late 2016. 16.
No, it came out
2016.
Thanksgiving weekend of 16.
Right, because they previewed it at Gen Con, came out, and then I remember I worked Celebration 2017 in Orlando demoing Destiny. And so it ran for basically Destiny was essentially murdered on its third birthday. Pretty close. In January of 2020, they announced the end of the game.
18 to 19 to 20. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, so, just after its third birthday. And we aren't there yet for this game.
It was dead before then. It was only officially put down before then. It was dead at 2.5 years.
Fair enough. But the point remains that we are right at that. We're getting close to that 2.5 year mark for Star Wars Unlimited. So I can almost guarantee you there's people out there that will look at this game at the 5 year mark and might actually go, okay, well, I guess maybe they figured it out. Like, I don't know. But certainly that excuse is going to fall off go by the wayside at some point, presuming the game does continue to thrive the way it has been the last couple of years.
Yeah, I still talk to people occasionally that just like, no, I'm not going to do it because it's FFG, and they're just going to quit.
Yep. Go ahead, Ian.
Not very many, but they see this.
Yeah.
There's no cash prizes for winning SWU.
No.
So as long as they keep paying the players in pieces of paper, this can go on a long time. Because it's not very expensive to print that stuff.
Fair.
I watched last year at Galactics, and I watched at the sector I went to, where they would just trade your cash for shiny cards. So, and they would really outsell those cards for what they're printing. So as long as they can keep doing that, I think they're really enjoying running these and trading our hard-earned dollars for little pieces of paper.
Yeah.
They're loving
that's a good
it.
point.
Loving it.
Well, it's the quiet time, right? A time of quiet between storms. We're on the verge of pre-releases. They're about 10, 12 days away. Ashes is Lawless time more or less behind us. What are you guys doing, right? We like about 2 weeks left in this current set, right? Before it's time to start thinking about new sets. What have you been up to? What are you trying? What are you playing? What keeps you entertained in the downtime?
I've actually been fiddling with the collection side of it. So I'm a big collector. I have a very specific, I need three of hyperspace of this card and one of hyperspace of this card and one of every promo. Like I have very specific needs, and I now store them all in binder. Like we have covered that I am a little bit autistic, and I have very particular, like, this is what I want. And so I'm enjoying putting together buy lists, and this is what I need, and trying to track down what I need to get to fill out my collection. And it's an interesting goal for me to reach for, to try and fill out this collection the way that I want to. And so I literally just kind of shuffling cards around, like just touching and manipulating the cards and getting them to open the envelopes and record what I got and how close I am to the collection, and then go put them in their own little inner sleeve and then put that in the like that. That's entertaining me right now. That's one of the things that's entertaining me.
I should be doing more of that, but I haven't been. Ian, what about you?
I've been playing this new game called Warlord a little bit.
Oh, right. Anthony's been trying to suck you into another game.
Yeah, he did. He gave me some commons and uncommons so that I could actually build a deck from a starter deck. So I like it. It's a pretty interesting game. It's more D20 luck than like actual skill at times. Like you can just go on like a heater, and it feels very crapsy to me. And I love crap. So like feeling like you're on a roll, you're just like, yeah, 20. It's really fun. SWU wise, I've been playing the crap out of Talzin Red.
Nice.
For the new Ashes set.
Still a good combo.
That is why it's even better now.
Still a good combo.
Ninth Sister is
Oh,
so
she's
fun.
so good. Love
I
that
played her
card.
back to back, and it's just brutal because a lot of
Yeah.
people, they hold like a 2-cost, 3-cost card, but once that's gone, like, oh, hey, look, I'll just sack her, and
Yep.
here you go. Now you have to discard a 9-cost card. It's great.
Well, either that or
Um,
even if you don't sack her, you're just pounding them in the face for 8 damage. Like they
Yeah,
want to
8
get
damage.
rid of her, and then you just play the other one.
Yeah, exactly. Really enjoying Ezra Yellow, but it's one of those decks that if you win on 5
New
or
Ezra.
you lose. New Ezra, yeah.
Okay.
You either win on 5 or you lose.
Hmm.
It's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it. Like, there's a lot of times I win on 5 or early 6, like take initiative and win.
Okay.
It's kind of fun. So I've been playing those.
You were
the
going to be
meta's
so bored in August.
Yeah,
You're going to spend the whole month of
100%.
August just being like, this is dumb. I don't
100%.
want to do this. And it's
Well, I don't really have any other, like, when I say a whole bunch, like I'm like 5-6 games a night. Like, I'm not playing that much. Like, it's 20-30
Yeah, but
minutes here. It's
you
still
only
fun.
have so many games. Like, there are only so many times you can run these cards before your brain has that mapped out and you find it uninteresting anymore. And your brain has the whole pathway mapped
Yeah.
out. And
Well,
you're burning all of them now.
not everyone's brain works as well as yours. So, some of us, it takes a little longer, Trey.
If it did, you would still be interested in Lawless Time. If that was true, you would still be interested in the Lawless Time.
We're going to talk about the meta in a bit, and we'll talk about why I'm really not into this meta. But
Okay. Fair enough.
we'll get to that later. But I've been enjoying it. I haven't had a lot of time. Like, I'm gonna miss all of pre-release season. Like, I'm not going to Galactics. I'm gonna miss pre-release season. Like, this next month, the month of July, I'm not gonna be able to play cards other than Tuesday nights. Like, that's the only time I'm gonna play cards is Tuesday nights. So I guess I'm playing early because this is the time I get to play with the cards now. Carabas is super interesting right now. Nobody is. I have not seen one team logo in cards in over a week and a half. Everyone is playing anonymous for the most part, or they're playing Cadbane Blue.
Yep. 100%. That's what you're going to see for a while.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting, but it's a lot of fun. I don't know. I've been enjoying it. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, no, I finally got around to building that Dedra Yellow deck that I've been kind of standing over for a little while. I played that today. Was
it dramatically different than Sebulba?
It is because Dedra is a lot more hand hate. Right, Sebulba is like, discarding cards off top of your deck to do shenanigans and try to out and speed. And the Sebulba deck that I had kind of stolen was the one that it was like a top 16 deck in Prague, I think, something like that. That was a very it kind of had a little Vader flavor in it. It was like a Space Weenie deck, right? Primarily.
All right.
Dedra is much more ground heavy, and she's also much more hand hate. You're playing Hold for Questioning. You're playing Charged with Espionage. So you are directly and you're playing Interrogation Droids, right? You are directly going after their hand while also offering them the opportunity with her of, I'm going to smack your unit around, or you're going to give me an extra card. You're going to make my card advantage even larger as I gut your hand. Mine gets bigger. I had a lot of fun with it. I like the interaction of most of the cards. There's some cards in there that I wouldn't necessarily. I think I'm like this was the first time I'd ever put the deck on the table, and I'm like, there's definitely some stuff that needs to go out of here. But I like the idea of it, and the red-yellow combo was really, really. It felt really good. Shadow of Stygian Prime remains an excellent card.
Red-yellow feels like it's got some really excellent tools right now. I don't know if it has enough tools, but it has some really good ones.
It feels like it's right on the cusp for me, right? The Sullustan Sapper, the little 4/2 ambush overwhelm. You got that in there. You've got a Kersantin, right? So he's 7/7 ambush overwhelm. He's a great finisher a lot at the top end, along with Devastator. There's a lot of really neat just ways you can look at the board and engineer your way to a win. Ways you can look at their hand with Garindin, or you can take a peek at their hand. Like I did. What did I do was it the last match of the day? I think I did this to James. Yeah, it was the last match. No, it was my third round match. 5 resource round, right? So I hit him with Hold for Questioning, and I exhausted something. I forget what. And then I think I ripped Yoda out of his hand. the 8-drop blue, green, white, and then he played one of the other cards. And then because I'd just seen his hand, I knew what his last card was. I played Garindon, called the card, and boom. So in one turn, he went from 3 cards to nothing. And it was just like, oh, this is rude, right? Like it was just, there's a lot of neat interactions like that. So I'm probably gonna continue to explore that. I'm not sure that Dedra is how I want to do that going into the next meta. I might look at Cad Yellow. I think that's possible. That has some possibilities to it. But I love the interaction to those cards. It was fun.
One of the ones you might consider is the Darth Vader from the Hoth battle playset, because he is one of the few leaders that can reach out and finish somebody off from across the board without having to attack. His deal damage directly to their base is pretty exciting.
Yes, correct, because he just tapped to deal damage. It's just you just tap him.
Yeah, so if you get him close, you just, because I put that there's a he as in that deck, that red yellow deck won some event that I put together for this past Tuesday to play, and I hadn't played it enough, and it wasn't. I lost some games, I won some games, but the different ways that it can hit a base with Shadow of Stygian Prime, with Zilton Moj, and with Vader, it can deal damage just going around their blockers. It's pretty good.
Yeah. The red yellow combo definitely does have some weaknesses to Sentinels, right? Like ground Sentinels really, without a card like Force Choke that I used to have in the first tier of the game, when I'd be like, oh, I played Cheer It. Oh, I wipe your Cheer It out. Have fun with that. I into these yellow green hero decks. I played Qui-Gon green twice today. And you see the Obi-Wan and the neutral Qui-Gon out of Lawless time are, both 3/5 ground Sentinels. And it's like, ugh, I don't want to deal with these clowns. So it's not that you can't deal with them. It's that you have to generally mix other cards together or play things like aggressive negotiations to kind of trade into them, which feels bad. Like you really want to be using the AN to go after their base, but sometimes it doesn't always work that way. So
you know what you say? You said that, and that helps me like to think. There's that red card that's the charged with whatever that deals 5 damage. That would be a good card.
Charged with treason. Charged with treason.
Charged with red.
That would be a better card for the deck that I'm playing. That I think charged with espionage would. Charged with espionage requires you to disclose 2 yellow, and that the mix of cards, I was constantly having problems finding 2 yellow cards to disclose. But red would not be a problem. Majority of the stuff in the deck is red. So that's probably something I'll look into changing around and messing around with. Anyway, I like the combo. I'm going to keep exploring that color combination, red, yellow, black. And the Balin Skull coming in Ashes of the Empire really intrigues me. I think that card's going to slot right in there. It's a 6-drop, 6/6 overwhelm. That hands out advantage tokens. I'm like, that feels pretty good. More overwhelm's nice. So I'll look into that. I like it.
This is one of the things you can also do in this like doldrums, like not much is going on time. Like you can go back and explore leaders that you had an idea of, an inkling of, and have them, even you can build like casual decks or try to make them work if you can just iterate on some of those older leaders that you haven't been able to play with. And then even if they don't pan out right now, you will have those at the forefront of your head. And then when you start looking at Ashes, you will have them in your brain that, oh, this deck was close, and maybe I can look for something in Ashes and then that'll give you that opportunity to string something on people that's really good. And then just cards. Like I was fiddling with my collection, and I was going through Lawless Time looking for the cards that I was missing, and there's so many cards from Lawless Time that just look exciting that I never played, and they never hit a deck. There's just a bunch of them, and there are things that now they're in my head, and I want to put them in. Now they're in my head. I want to build a deck with them, and then those decks will probably never be that good, but once I start looking at Ashes, then maybe that will find the tools I need to have a surprisingly good deck.
The one I need to still build is Jabba, the Lawless Time Jabba with the credits and the ambushing and everything. I think that could be a lot of fun with the right mix of stuff. So speaking
and then now's a good time to do that.
Yes, exactly. So speaking of, Ian, let's go back to your comments a minute ago. We're talking about Lawless Time, that it's kind of the death throes of it, right? You specifically said you didn't particularly enjoy the meta here in this set. Expound, explain why. Catch us up there.
So it's twofold. I'll start with one. It was such a every game. So I played Tals in yellow to feel like I had a chance because I wanted to play a Force deck and because that's my favorite thing. Every match felt like a grind fest. Like I knew what I needed to do to win, and I had to have a certain set of cards. And if I could get those cards in a certain sequence, I was going to win. And it just felt like every deck was that way, and it wasn't as much of like a back and forth battle as it was more of a who's going to get the right cards at the right time. And then the space decks just drove me absolutely insane in this set. Absolutely freaking insane. I think I got worse at playing them in this set than I did the last set.
I was going to say, this cracks me up because you have been on JTL Boba Fett longer than anybody I know. You love that leader. This was your set, baby.
I know. I couldn't play it anymore, right? Because I had been playing it so long. But,
okay.
I like to change it up a bit. But
see, that's what I said. Your brain figures things out and you get bored with them. Even if it's the time to play and be good with them, you get bored because you play that stuff so much.
I mean,
Continue.
Maybe it's a good point.
Continue.
But I just so that was one of the problems I had is every time I went to sit down and I was playing other meta decks, it was just so like I knew it was coming and like I tried to stop it, but it didn't really matter. And I don't know. It just the lines seemed easier to figure out for people this time than in previous sets. I think the set's missing, like there's some cards missing from the set that I really hope they bring back with icons, right? There's no ramp decks anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no ramp decks. Nobody's ramping anymore. Like I miss ramp decks. Like those were kind of fun. Like even when I lost to Trey, who played a lot of set 1 Lando, like it was still fun. Like I'll never forget again.
You mean Han?
Triple Han, yeah, Han
okay.
won.
Yeah.
Han from set 1, where he triple DJ'd me when DJ was still legal. Like there are things that like ramp decks could do that like even when you're on the other end of them are kind of fun to watch. So the ramp decks are missing. The amount of games that just ended with aggressive negotiations were ridiculous. But I think the other problem for me, I understand that's not going away. The other problem that came up for me is that they put out those dual aspect leaders.
Yeah.
And that made me fall even further in love with Twin Suns. And I spent, as you guys know, all of my time set building Twin Suns decks.
That's true.
Like you sent me a Twin Suns deck recently that I am reworking. Okay. It just breaks a few of my Twin Suns rules.
You do you, baby. Like,
I am really looking forward to building that and playing that. So I think that me not being good at Premiere, let's just start there. Not very good at Premiere. I scrub out of everything. I never make top 8s. Like I'm not very good at Premiere. So the fact that Twin Suns was so fun to make rainbow decks with, that kind of ate up all my time and was more interesting to me. So I think those are the two reasons why like I just wasn't a big fan of this meta.
Okay.
Personal opinion.
Okay.
I didn't play too much in it, but I know what you're saying about how in the beginning it would like people found, what was the event that where the team showed up with Lando Lake Country and just crushed everybody. Like 4 people showed up and they all met the top 4.
That happened like
that was the SQ in Atlanta. No, it was the SQ in Atlanta. That was the first.
And then everybody knew about it, and so then it was everywhere.
Bingo.
And so that was kind of how it started. But by the time we got to the end, it was very diverse, and that's just what you're going to get. Somebody brought a unique weapon. They did really well with it. Most people are not creative, and most people don't have an interest in trying to be creative. And so everybody they all picked that one up because I'm just going to play the best deck. And then it got boring for a moment, and then the people that are creative, it's just a whole cyclical thing, and you just have to run through the whole cycle. I was pleased that by the time we got to the end, there were a number of different avenues to victory had been discovered. Even though I didn't play very many of them because I don't play on that level, it was nice to see that you could show up with one of 10 different decks and have a shot of doing well in a tournament. That was really cool.
Yeah.
I think that was a good point. Yeah.
There's definitely a lot to recommend to where the meta finally evolved to. Trey, you and Trey are both correct. In the early days, it was the Boba Lando show. The variety and the eventually showed up. Even the control players, right, finally found their footing between Aura Blue or like Dedra Colossus or something. They finally found that red, blue, black mix for them that worked for like hard control. Lando, I think, for my money, the more like eye rolling deck in this format is Lando, just because the hero cunning cards feel like they've been pushed farther than some of the other aspect pairings. When you can literally just stay in yellow and white and have an answer for damn near everything, it feels like maybe they've pushed things a little too far.
Weren't they like once the Han deck got nerfed and rotated out, or and like the didn't they need that? Like they were wasn't Hero Cunning way far behind before this set?
It didn't feel that way to me.
Okay.
I mean, Hero Cunning, once Han left, Hero Cunning was essentially near the top of the meta ever since they got rid of Force Throw, right? Force Throw was Han 1's kryptonite. That was the thing basically keeping him in check at last year's GC, because the Han players, of course, are gutting their own hands to ramp and build their board better or faster than you are. Force Throw would come in and be like, well, not only are you resourcing cards, I'm going to gut your hand and damage your units and da-da-da-da-da. So Force Throw held Han back. When they banned Force Throw, bam, Han was right back on top of things where he had been beforehand, right? And Han is rotated out, Lando comes in. The card pool is not radically different. Yeah, you've lost access to some things, right? There's no more Surprise Strike. There's no more DL-44 Blaster. There's no more Cunning. But instead, you get a different set of tools in all the goofy spy tokens, Faith in Your Friends, and all the other shenanigans that come along with it. The Mando unit out of Secrets of Power is a powerhouse, right? It's a 6/8 ambush. It murders something. If it does, it captures something else. They gave him Liberty this set. There's just so many things in Yellow Hero that give it such an amazing array of tools that it's like, I don't need other colors. I'll just play Lake Country and laugh at you. So, Rose Tico, another power rare out of this set. 5/5. I've got a non-unique guy. So many great cards that they just didn't need anything else. So it feels to me like the Yellow Hero stuff is pushed a little faster than everybody else. Looking down the road at the cards we're seeing for Lawless, for Ashes, it feels like maybe they've kind of caught some of the other aspects up, or the gap is a little narrower, let's say. I mean, it's not that Yellow Hero's getting nothing in this set. I mean, you can look at these. Keller and Beck is kind of silly in the right deck. The Heroic Purgle is a good card. But the rares and the high-end and commons are not as strong. And so the other aspects have a chance to kind of close the gap, in my opinion. Blue Villain in particular is getting just two absolutely banger cards in this set. You're going to see Blue Villain, and I think, God bless it, even Red Villain, because I think Ninth Sister is that good. You're going to see them everywhere next set.
All right.
So yeah, I don't feel like I feel like the meta felt stale at times, but by the end, at the end of several months, things had kind of fallen into where, there were enough interesting ideas out there that you could absolutely have fun with. Just like we saw in Dallas, guys bring in Krennic and Sly Moore Data Vault and having good time and having good games with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Ashes, right? We're about to start pre-release season. What are you looking forward to when it comes to draft and sealed for Ashes of the Empire? What piques your interest?
It sounds like I get to look forward to bitching more about how the yellow stuff is all terrible again. Like in Legends of the Force.
I mean,
you're just telling me how bad all the yellow is.
I didn't say they were bad. I said they're not as good as they have been, and the other colors are catching up a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. And so that's going to be
mostly Yellow Hero. Yellow Villain needs help. Let's be honest. Yellow Villain needs all the help they can get.
I'm pretty interested to see how they're going to do this no bases in the rare slot thing. How they're going to handle that part of it. So we haven't talked about that at all. They haven't talked about it at all since they mentioned in that one article several months ago before Lawless that, we heard you about the bases, but we can't do anything about it now. So it's the next set it's going to be taken care of.
They cheated a little bit. It's not that there are no bases in the rare slot. There's just no rare bases in this set.
Oh, there aren't?
None.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do it.
30 health.
This is one of the odd sets, much like Shadows of the Galaxy was, where, and actually even no, I can't even say that about actually Secrets of Power was this way as well. You only have the 8 bases, the 8 stock 30 HP bases in the set. So you have 18 leaders, 8 bases, and regular cards start with card number 27 and go from there. So there are more actual playable cards and less, bases and stuff than we have seen in many sets.
Cool. We'll have to see how that works.
Great change.
Yeah, big fan. Change. But I'm glad that going forward, presumably we will eventually get to a set with rare bases again. Not having those in the rare slot, c'est magnifique.
Yeah.
Ian,
I'm looking forward to running a pre-release again. I
Oh
haven't
yeah,
done
you're
that in a
doing
while.
your
My
thing.
build a
Yeah,
box.
yeah, yeah. I need to sign up for that.
What
Still.
time is that? What time are you starting
1
that?
p.m.
At 1 p.m.
It's what you
I
have
think
it
I'm
posted
starting.
is 1 p.m.
Yeah, then that's when we're doing it. So it's get a box. I did this in Destiny, and it was easy to come up with in Destiny when this came out. I couldn't figure out how to do it correctly, so I kind of dropped it. But now I've figured it out, and I'm excited about doing it again. About having
Okay.
people come in, you get an hour to open a box, you get an hour to build 2 decks, and then you get to play with both of them. You have to play with both
Be
of them.
fun.
So pretty exciting.
You can see a lot of the
And now
set
I'll be
building two
quiet.
decks.
Yeah, and a lot of your box.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
I'll let Ian talk now.
Okay, go, Ian. What do you got?
I got nothing. I don't get to do any pre-releases. I got to work.
That's not
I'm gonna
true,
miss
Jason. They
everything.
always do a second chance pre-release at DL on the Tuesday night after. So the what is it? The
So
14th.
I will make that one pre-release.
The 14th should be the date. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. We'll see how it works. I'm interested because there are dual or triple aspect cards this time, but not
Not nearly
a
as many.
splash base. Yeah. No splash base though. Man, there's just some really powerful uncommons and commons that are really fantastic. That are gonna be fun to that you could build around basically some uncommons in this set, which is pretty neat. I haven't seen that in a little while. I think it's gonna play really well in draft. I think it's gonna draft really well because I think there's a lot of cool cards. I think support is an amazing mechanic.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I think the games are probably going to go lightning fast if you can get enough support cards.
Maybe.
You can build a lot of support. You can really support with advantage tokens is very interesting. Passing things around and attacking bases, and like the support transfers off like whatever its card has, which is pretty awesome. So it can transfer Saboteur. There's raid ones. There's all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, it looks fun. I'll know when I get my hands on it. I'm more excited that the set launches on the 17th, which is 3 days before my birthday. So I am going to be like, hey, baby, I need lots of cards for my birthday. That's what I want. So
Gimme.
hopefully I can, get some cards. But I haven't pre-ordered anything. Like, I'm so far behind. I've had no time
I haven't either. Yeah, I haven't
buy
either.
anything for this set. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I'm also looking forward to Drafted Sealed. I feel like limited play in general is going to be a little less complicated in Ash than it was in Lawless time. When you stop and you sit down and you look at the the set lists for each set, right? There were 60, I think it was like 65 or 66 cards in Lawless time that were either triple aspect, as in, red, blue, white, for example, or were double aspect of 2 colors, red, blue, yellow, blue, whatever. And so you had like big chunk of the set, 66 out of 262 is normal. So almost, what is that? Like that's a little over a quarter of the set? Over a quarter of the set was, you needed that splash base. Like you desperately needed that splash base. And it was a much more difficult struggle to kind of come together with a deck. When you look at that portion of the set on the Ashes of the Empire list, it's only 18 cards. It's essentially one card one card per triple aspect color, and then one card per double aspect pair. So you have one red, white, blue. One red, white. Let me do this. Let's pick this. So you have one green, red, black, one green, red, white, and then one green, red. So you have one card in each slot for each of the various color pairings you can come together with. And so in the end, it's only 18 cards. And all of those cards are uncommon or rare. So all of the commons in the set are traditional, blue, black, or red, white, or whatever. So it's going to feel easier to build like the core of a deck and then spice it up with whatever you've got in your little triple aspect, whatever you might have pulled. So I think it's going to feel a lot better. Certainly, one of the things that I did in my little video that's going to post on my channel today downstairs is I got my pre-release kit, right? And I opened it up and I sorted everything out. And in 6 packs, I had exactly one card, the new Barris that was blue-yellow. That was it. She was the only card out of 6 packs that didn't
Okay.
just automatically fall into the old traditional, here's how I sort my card. So it was like, oh, this is just like building sealed like
That's
it used to
not
be.
bad at all.
No, it felt much more natural. Now I was struggling a bit with the leader pulls that I had, but whatever, that's just part of sealed. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of really neat mechanics. I'm with Ian. I think that support and advantage offer some really interesting synergies. I really like the support mechanic in general. I want to see them. I fervently hope they keep that one and make it evergreen. But then again, every time I say that, they laugh in my face and do it and don't do it. So I probably shouldn't have said that, but here we are. But I really like the mechanic because now, you know how in set 1 we had, Fleet Lieutenant and that Snowtrooper thing that nobody played, right? So you had these amazing cards that you play a card, you build a body, you get that little action cheat of I play a body and somebody else attacks with some kind of bonus. It's exactly that. It's just now it's on a broader scale, right? So the support keyword is I can just attack with anything and get some other kind of bonus possibly, depending on the card. And that's just, I love that. I'm a huge fan of the mechanic. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing some more. I need to sign up for your pre-release, Trey. I know I'm going to the one at DL. I'll probably do the second chance one at DL as well the following Tuesday. I'm going to try and hit at least 2 or 3 before I go to Vegas, and then I'll probably draft. I'll probably try and do a couple of draft pods while I'm in Vegas. I love drafting. I'm not the best at it, but it's
I'm
fun.
gonna do those a lot.
Yeah.
Draft was so. I did draft twice at Galactic.
You did some draft last year, didn't you?
Bro, somebody passed me an Anakin, like a hyperspace Anakin on the first pack. Like the things I got passed, like it was like when we first started doing draft, when you didn't really always know the cards and people were passing you cards they shouldn't have passed you, and that's how it felt to draft. It was really fun. I was like, oh, okay, I can build around this. Let's make this
let's
work.
go.
Like,
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. I would definitely do it.
Okay. Ian, you talked about your contest a little earlier. Catch us up. Where are you at?
So we've only gotten 2 deck submissions, and they're from the 2 people I'm talking to right now.
Here's what I choose to think. I choose to think that our audience listens to me and not you when it comes to looking at the new cards. And they've all said, you know what? I appreciate you, Ian, and what you're looking for, but I'm just not going to be that guy who explores the set early. Because that's what you wanted. You wanted new cards.
Do you hear yourself when you talk?
I mean, I had somebody talk to me at Odin's Lair or Dragon's Lair or whatever we talk about, and we talked about how nobody really wants to share right now. So I mean, that's kind of a good point too. Like if you're cooking up something good for space and you plan on taking it to Galactics, do you really want to share it on a podcast right now?
Ian, you asked them to build a Twin Suns deck. This isn't Premiere.
No, he asked for
I didn't
Premiere.
care what it was. I just said 4
Oh, I assumed it was Twin Suns. That's my mistake.
Well, that's
I built
fair
you a Twin Suns deck.
I
built you a Twin Suns
deck.
And
I love it. Trey sent me a link, but I can't play the link, so I'm not sure what's going on with
Why can't you play the link? All right.
I don't know. I click on it and nothing happens.
I didn't click it.
You sent me a Carabas link, but it says deck can't be found or whatever. So whatever deck you were playing with.
Yeah, it won't show it for me either.
I have to give you the right link. No, this deck is super fun.
Okay.
This is Snoke. Snoke was
that's cool.
You've piqued my curiosity.
Snoke is so much fun.
I have a showcase Snoke that I want to put some mileage on.
It's great. I love this deck.
Okay. I'll definitely share that one. I want to look at that. Go ahead.
I was thinking maybe we give people another 2 weeks to see if they want to submit something, or do I play your guys' decks and I see which one I like better and you guys win the prize? I would rather give the prize to a fan and just order you guys more sleeves.
So let's
maybe
talk.
What I'm asking for is too difficult of a thing because maybe Talzin, because I said I didn't want Talzin, I didn't want Obi. They might, to be honest, from 4 decks that I've played on Carabas, they might be the only playable ones.
Yeah, that's kind of tough.
So going against that Premiere-wise is very difficult right now.
I built you one that had Obi in it. I tried not to. I didn't want to,
okay.
but that's where it landed. Okay.
I love Twin Suns. I love everything Twin Suns.
I will say one of the thoughts that I had, and we can talk about more of this offline, was, Trey and I are going to Galactics. Maybe we should come up with some kind of bounty system where we can give away the stuff to people who play us or beat us or whatever. Like, I don't know. We got to figure something out, but that might be fun. We could also order some more sleeves. I wouldn't be opposed to order some more
they want
to have to give away.
we'd have to make this decision very quickly.
Very
because
quickly.
they
There's
take
time
a
to get him
while.
in. There's time to get him in. Usually,
Yeah.
actually, it's a fair point, but we'll figure it out.
We're close.
But yeah, okay. Well, I'm sorry we didn't get more entries. I was kind of rooting for you there, buddy.
It's cool. I mean, Trey, did we get anything, or I mean,
No,
you're
no,
the
I
controller.
didn't get one in.
Okay.
All the feedback I got was like, you know what? Screw Ian. We're not looking at ashes yet. We're gonna take your advice.
Wow.
Now I'm wondering,
Not
like,
really.
should I send
Not
in
really.
an email to see if it even goes anywhere?
Sorry, the email address you have reached has been disconnected. All right, well, we'll work on
figure out
that.
something.
We'll work on that. Worst case,
Yeah.
what we can do, Ian, is, and I've done this before. We've talked about it, but we haven't connected to set it up. We can set it up so that people who can come to the YouTube video and leave comments, or we could do like email entries or something, and we could put together like a big randomizer, and I could randomly pick somebody here on like live on stream while we're like live on camera while we're recording, and we can do it that whole the old fashioned raffle way if we want to as well.
Okay, we'll figure something out.
Yep. Well, guys, we've
But thank you guys, by the way. Thank
You're
you guys.
welcome. You're welcome.
Love you guys.
We've had the whole Ashes card list for a hot minute. If you've looked at it, Trey, since you don't have an answer to this question. So Ian,
I do actually. I
no,
do
no, no.
actually have an answer.
You have assured me that you don't spend any brain power looking at new cards until you have them in your hand. So I know this is a lie.
Up. I had one show up that looked interesting, and besides, they have spoiled some of them. I don't know if this one's been spoiled or not.
That's true. That's true. They have spoiled some of them. But I'm curious what you guys have seen on the spoilers. There's people have talked. There's a lot of focus right on the blue black legendaries, those kinds of things. What has caught your eye that you don't hear anybody talking about?
Go, Trey,
No,
because I love that.
well, I don't hear anybody talking about these because I don't listen to people talking about them. There's
go.
plenty of my feed of YouTube videos is just a parade of people who have already spoiled and researched everything with Ashes. The one that I find interesting is Poe Dameron. I'll come back for you. So he's a 3/3 for
Love
2,
this card.
and all units lose Sentinel.
Yes.
And I'm not as I don't know if I'm enamored with this card, but it's made me think a lot. Having seen this card, it's made me think a lot about how difficult it is to design Sentinels and Saboteurs, because it's such a game-breaking mechanic, and it's been there since the beginning. But there are entire strategies that are just utterly invalidated. Like, you can sit down with a deck, and your deck is just 100% going to lose just because someone has a couple of decent Sentinels in their deck. Like those Force decks that run like Chirrut and Obi and like those. Some of the Force decks, the hero Force decks that use Sentinel, like I was screwing around, and I tried to I built another AI deck just to mess with. I wanted to find something that hadn't been played, and I went with the Mon Mothma officials deck. There's just no opportunity to play Mon Mothma anywhere, like even in a fun setting, because it is so infuriating to just not be able to do anything. The whole low damage, high health that you can do with Mon Mothma is just totally blanked by like one Sentinel. And because you have to throw so much of your deck into getting rid of it. But there's a number of strategies like that. So that just made me appreciate how difficult it is to design something like Sentinel and then a way to get rid of it. Because if Poe was smaller, and he may be too small, I don't know, but like you can't. If I play the thing that makes you lose, that defeats your Sentinel, you can't just immediately kill it and get all your Sentinel back and then have that be a useful Sentinel beater. So like if you're playing Sentinel guys that are all 3/5, which a lot of them are, and I play Poe Dameron, and then you just attack Poe Dameron, and now your Sentinels are all back online, that's not a useful thing for beating Sentinel, because I still can't go through your Sentinels. So I just an appreciation. Seeing that card and my recent problems trying to fight Sentinel decks with my off-the-wall decks has been just eye-opening for how difficult it is to actually appropriately design Sentinel cards without making them so overpowered that they just invalidate strategies, which they kind of do right now.
Fair point.
I've been playing the crap out of that Poe card in the
So
deck.
good. So good.
Poe with Night Saber on Ezra on turn 5 can get me a win con condition.
Night Saber?
Yeah, it's a 3/1.
It's a red card.
Lightsaber, red card.
You're talking about
So you play.
The upgrade from Legends of the Force.
Oh, from Legends of the
common.
Force. Yeah, it's a common.
common?
The red 2, the 3-2,
Yeah.
the 3-2 red saber, red white.
Red
I remember
white.
that now.
For 2. Cheap 2. So you can play that out, and he's already got Saboteur, but then you play out Poe later in the round to get the rest of your units through.
Who
It's a
are you
pretty great
playing the
card,
saber
actually.
on?
Ezra, the leader.
Ezra leader.
The Ezra leader. Oh, because he's a Jedi. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then if I don't have
that's
Poe in my
nasty.
hand, I'll use what's it called? What's the other one I use? The plot one that gives you +3/+0, sudden ferocity.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, Sudden Ferocity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I can play sudden ferocity and the night saber out, and now I've got a 9/8, 9/8 leader unit that has Saboteur, and hands out advantage tokens to my space units that you can't touch.
That's cool.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. It's a really great card, and Poe is a really, really fun card to play.
Yeah. Yeah. I my little sleeper card that I can't wait to try to find a way to break is Wicket. It sounds so ridiculous, right? He's a
yeah.
a 1-drop 3/3 saboteur that cannot attack bases. But I love the idea of this card. I have always looked at the 2 red hero leaders in Secrets of Power, which is Cassian and Luthen Rail, and been like, these guys feel like they're just really interesting to me. I just haven't figured out what mix of cards to put around them yet. And I look at red green hero specifically, and I feel like there's some really interesting things you could do with Luthen in that department. And so, like the Cassian out of Lawless Time, that every time you kill an opponent's unit, they take it's kind of like a, how does he word it? But it's like HK-47. It's like when you defeat an opponent's unit, how is he worded? When a friendly unit's attack ends, if the defending unit was defeated, the opposing base takes 2 damage. And then Luthen can just pile onto that, right? As an or like if you trade units, Cassian deals damage to their base, and then Luthen deals damage to their base. Like, so I look at this like we're trading over the board, yes, but I'm still damaging your base while I do it. So Wicket to me feels like a really fun card that just slots right into that concept. And the Saboteur is so good because he just looks at all those little shielded sentry turret things and is like, nah, I'm going to smash you around. I don't care about you. Like, so that's what I'm really curious to mess around with. The other one, it's a card that everybody's talked about, but I love the new Hera. I can't wait to try her with Cassian, old Cassian from set 6. And it's like when I can swing in with her and you can't attack her back. Oh, that's going to be nasty. I hope to be able to figure that out.
Fun.
Yeah,
That's
I want to try that deck out. Everybody's talked about that one though, but I like Wicket. I like Wicket a lot. I hate that I had to pick a hero. Why did I pick a hero card? God, I feel dirty now. Ugh. I need to shower.
Completely underrated, amazing card, Domesticated Lothcat.
You think so?
You want to take a Grief Karga or a Drayden Voss deck, completely make them almost useless, play that card. Start of the round.
What does it do with the Grief Karga?
Most of Grief Karga's units that I've seen people play have ambush.
He definitely
half
wants
have
to be
ambush.
ambushing if he can. Yeah, he definitely wants them to be.
More than half the units have ambush.
Okay.
I've played a Drayden Boss, and I've played this against Grief Karga. If you drop it on your very first turn, it nerfs those decks.
Okay.
All enemy units lose ambush and support.
And support. Mm-hmm.
So now you've got to kill this unit. So almost immediately, and it only costs 1. It's super cheap. It's not expensive to put
It
in
is
your
very
deck.
cheap. You're not wrong.
And I've had times where I've drawn 2, and I'll keep both so that I can drop them at the right time. Because if you can drop it at the beginning of the phase, especially against Drayden Voss, it just handicaps that deck. You can't ambush. You're losing the number one thing that you want that deck to do. It's a very, very interesting, very cheap, low-cost card that's going to make some sideboards, I think.
I like it.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm kind of scrolling past the list, seeing if anything else leaps out at me. But so far, I haven't found much.
I love that you picked Poe, by the way, Trey. I think that card is
I
so
love
fun.
Poe. I love that card. I think that
I
was
landed on a good one.
Yeah, I think you did. I think that one's solid. Yeah, nothing really else is actually. here's one that I think is not getting a lot of attention, but I think it should because it's for me, it's like a direct counter to a card that is getting a lot of attention. So you guys have seen the 4/3 shielded Sentinel that's in blue villainy, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember there is a 3/5 shielded Saboteur in yellow villainy? Bet you didn't.
That's cool.
But there is. The Emperor's Champion is a dirt common, same as the other guy. But in my mind, he's like the direct counter to that card because he can just knock off the shield and one-shot the thing and not die, right? His shield eats all the incoming damage, and the Saboteur makes sure that it's a clean trade. I love the Emperor's Champion. I was messing around with trying to throw together like a Gideon deck, like Moff Gideon, the new Moff Gideon, with like Gallius Rax. So I was looking at all of these cards that had double keywords on them because Gallius Rex, and was like, and just I for some reason this card had never caught my eye, or I'd seen it and been like, oh, that looks interesting, and then I kind of glazed over it. And then when I really looked at it, I went, wait, and then I put it side by side with the blue one, and I was like, light bulb, like, oh, this is a really good card for kind of countering what everybody thinks is going to be a really strong, 4-drop Sentinel, 3-drop, 4-drop, whatever it is, Sentinel unit. Coming out of blue villains, so I like that card. All right, boys. I think we're just about wrapped up for the week. Anything else on your minds that we need to talk about? You good?
Nope. I feel like we're kind of chugging this lawless time train to a stop.
Yeah, I think this is
things are slower. There's less to talk about.
Set.
This has been a really good set. This has been a good set.
I did enjoy this set.
I think Ashes is going to be even better. Like, I just look at the card list. I think it's going to be a better set. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah, good times. This should be the last Lawless Time branded episode. Next time we'll be into pre-release season. We'll be here to talk, at least Trey and I, we'll be able to talk about some pre-releases and see how that goes and talk about our first impressions.
Gotta find a way to make Saturdays. Gotta find a way to make Trays.
It would be awesome to have you there, but that's you got to work that out. And then don't forget, of course, there will always be the second chance pre-release on the 14th at Odin's. Jason always does that, so you'll be fine.
I don't know if Jason is in town that day though.
Well, then if he's not, we'll find somebody to run it.
He goes to Vegas he's leaving
the week after,
the next week.
Because I'm flying out. Yes,
perfect.
I'm flying out the 21st myself. That Tuesday night, Tuesday before Vegas, I won't be at DL because I'm flying out that night.
Man, you're gonna be Vegased out before the thing even starts.
I need vacation. I'm taking the whole week off. We are going to go out early intentionally to spend some days at, like last year we had a great time at the con. We didn't really see any of the resort. We stayed in this beautiful Vegas hotel. We barely saw any of it. I want to go and like hang out and sit in the hot tub and swim in the pool and see, there's apparently there's like a Vegas museum downtown, like historical Vegas, where they've kept some like lighted signs and all the history of the town. We're history nerds, so we're gonna go do nerdy history things. We're gonna go play tours.
And you will feign interest.
No, I actually
been married long enough to feign interest.
I will not have to feign that interest. I love history. I'm a history nerd. So when I'm not listening to Swan podcasts, I'm listening to history podcasts. Go ahead.
You gonna see another burlesque show when you go?
I don't know. We had a good time with the one last time. I need to look and see what else is around for shows.
Gotta find something for some sort of show for.
I agree. It would be good. It would be good for us to find something and then like go have a date night. I'm not going to the Backstreet Boys. I can tell you that. But
I'll be going. I'm taking the wifey's.
Are you seriously?
She's for our anniversary. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
That would be fun.
Back. All right.
I looked up their set list and it's only 90 minutes, but it's like 30 songs. So
wow.
I was like,
non-stop.
in my head, I was like, I can feign interest for 90 minutes. I got this.
I'll say this though. Have you been to a show in the Sphere?
No, but we're gonna see Metallica in
it looks
October-ish.
amazing.
Ooh,
oh wait, so
exciting.
the Backstreet Boys aren't still in the Sphere. They've moved they've changed venues in town?
Well, they've got like another stent, but like they do like 3 or 4 month stints. So like the Backstreet Boys do the summer, but then I think Metallica's got like October to January.
Okay.
where they're in the Sphere. So
I'll be honest,
we're going
man.
to that, and I'm super excited for that.
I would probably pay to go see a cheesy band that I didn't enjoy just to go see that venue because it looks amazing. The guy, the same person to me who obsesses over overlays and presentation looks at the Sphere and goes, I've got to see this. This is an experience, right? Like, so I would probably shell out for that at some point, even if I didn't really care.
You should try to see the Wizard of Oz thing they do. They do it 3 or 4 times a day.
Ooh, that's actually a good idea. I should look into that. I'd forgotten. They were advertising that last year. We could see the Sphere out our hotel window, and they had this big swirly ball like advertising on the hotel on the exterior of the building the whole time. I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, I should check that out. It's a good idea. That's a good call. Anyways, we'll talk more about Vegas later. Let's hang it up for the night, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you joining us for this episode. Give us a like, subscribe, come into the video, comment, whatever. And remember, we're going to be, two of the three of us are going to be in Vegas in a few weeks. So make plans to come on by, shake our hands, say hello, and hopefully let us know how much you enjoy the podcast. If you don't like the podcast, well, I mean, you probably aren't listening at this stage anyway, so bye. Anyways, we'll catch you guys in a couple of weeks after we'll talk through some Ashes pre-release. In the meantime, y'all take care.